It's happened. Sorry. It's the show
show
after the show. My brain is mush today. Somebody sent me a message on Snapchat today. A friend of mine, they're having some stupid meeting, and they're just pretending to work because there's no cameras or whatever, and she's just hanging out with two of her work friends. And I texted back, looks better than any meeting I've been a part of, but I sent it to a thread with a bunch of my guy friends while we were talking about my buddy works in the tux business and somebody returned a bunch of tuxes. So he has like these 3 videos he sent of all these tuxes that are returned because there's prom, right? Like 150 tuxes. And I respond with, looks better than any meeting I've ever had, which I guess kind of works with the same point. They were like, question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm like,
What?
wrong thread. My brain is just mush.
It's always my favorite.
What I was going to say is it's finally happened after talking about some ghost in Mima's apartment. It got her. She's gone. It's all over.
Yep. The ghost is getting
Done.
Sitting down. Right
Hey,
next to me.
did you know you as a bigger guy I think would appreciate this information? So of course there's limb lengthening surgery out right now, right, where you can forcibly basically have your legs broken and they do stuff, right, and you can add like up to 6 inches.
What?
Okay, so you didn't know. It's expensive though.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. But so I was talking about it this morning because I've talked about it on the show before, and I was like, if I'm like 6'7", I mean, all of a sudden there's some athletic career things that open up. Regardless, I was like, okay, so what are the tricks though? Because I'm not gonna fork up thousands of dollars to go have my legs forcibly broken. And someone had said wearing vertical stripes gives you the appearance of being taller. Did you know that?
Yes.
Does it
Also,
actually work?
Well, like when you're bigger, you're not supposed to wear stripes that are
Horizontal, right?
Yeah, 'cause
See,
it
I
makes
knew
you
that.
look
I've heard
bigger.
that one. Yeah.
So I guess that would make sense to make you look taller.
See, and I went the other way around because I was like, I know that you're not supposed to wear horizontal stripes if you're a big guy because it makes you look bigger. But then I was like, why would anybody wear horizontal stripes? Even if you're not bigger, like who's like, I want to appear wider.
Look, the ghost just moved for you. But yes.
So you did know that.
Yeah.
I was just curious if it actually worked because I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I don't know.
I don't know. Did
Should
you
I-
know that
should I-
horizontal?
Oh.
Oh, I was just asking her, did you know that horizontal stripes is supposed to make you appear taller?
Yes.
Does it actually work? Like, have you ever worn them and people are like, did you grow or something, or vice versa? You've seen somebody else?
Well, I don't think that it's like to the point where people will ask you, but like, yeah, it does give the illusion of being taller.
So what you're saying is I need to wear those kind of stripes when I'm taking pictures of myself, so it makes myself look taller.
That's a good idea.
Like
See-
that's why there's a lot of like girls wear a lot of slacks that have stripes, horizontal stripes.
Huh. All right, well, there you go. Put that one to bed. It's true. I don't know. Somebody said it this morning on the phone, and I was like, huh. I knew the horizontal one. I didn't know the vertical one.
I mean, it kind of works the same way with like hardwood floor. Like depending on which way you put it, it could make the room look longer or wider.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think of that. All right, all kinds of design elements coming out this morning.
Yep.
Okay, speaking of your home, Mima, I wanted to ask you about this because I was talking about this on the show this morning. So someone related to me is moving away for the first time ever. And my one piece of advice I give to everybody the first time you move away from home is watch out. Your family's going to ask you if you will be home for every major holiday for the upcoming year. Right on cue, they asked on if they were going to be home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, to which the person feels bad because they're moving away for the first time. But the answer always is unequivocally, absolutely not, I'm not going to. Because I'm not interested in spending all of my time off or vacation or personal days coming back to a place I moved away from. I was curious if that had been proven true for you because it was absolutely true for my family.
Yeah, they ask me every year if I'm going back every Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, and what's amazing, and I don't want to speculate about your family. I'm going to throw mine under the bus, and you're welcome to piggyback. My family, for the longest time, was like, "So you're coming home?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Well, when are we going to see you?" And I was like, "Well, there's this amazing thing that happened. I discovered cars and planes actually go both directions.
Mm-hmm.
So you could drive and or fly to visit me. It is possible. And get this, they don't charge any more than it would for me to fly out or vice versa. It's the same price." They didn't take kindly to that response because that's about exactly as I laid it out for them. But it just blew my mind, and because I told them right in Q they're going to do the same thing. I'm like, you also can. Hey, here's a concept. Someone's moving to somewhere new. Maybe we should go see it. Just a thought.
Well, see, I can't say that because my family does come to visit whenever they can.
Good
so.
for your family.
I mean,
I'm happy to hear
they don't
that.
come during the holidays because they're from Georgia. Well, we're from Georgia and we don't like the snow.
Fair.
I love the snow, but they don't.
Fair.
So, and then if they come to visit me, it's a road trip. They don't fly. So they're like, we're not driving in November or December in the middle of snow and get stuck like you did when you went to Texas in February,
I mean, that's
which is fair.
it's-
But like
it's a hell of a drive.
they've come to visit every summer.
Okay, so well, your family's better than my family because my family. So I've been here 5.5 years. I got here January of 2017. I went home the first year for my brother's wedding. I went home I went to Chicago the next year, which was 2.5 hours from my hometown for a conference. I did that in 18, 19, and 21. Obviously, in 2020, it was canceled. 2020 is the only year I didn't go because in 19, I also went home for my sister's graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was home over this past Christmas because we had plans to go home because my brother was going to be home and we were going to get everybody to go home. So I went home. So on my fingers, that's 3 or 4 times that I've been home and 3 times that I've been in the ballpark. Both of my parents who are divorced have been out to Utah a combined 4 times since I've lived out here. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I've been home more than enough.
It's kind of weird because my family, like, all moved away from me. I stayed here. Everybody else left.
And you, of course, pressure them like you guys are coming home for every holiday, right?
No,
No, because you're the normal person glad they're gone.
Well, no.
I know, I'm
I just
pretty
let them decide. If they want to come visit me, they'll come visit.
I mean, I would like my family to come visit me during the holidays, but I don't know. I guess it's easier for me to fly out.
Don't do that.
I
feel
did
like
last year.
that's counterintuitive. Look, I flew home this past year
I
too.
was like, wow.
You
This
teleported.
past year.
He's actually not here.
That's the
This
joke.
is a
Me
Zoom
mom was
meeting.
actually the one that was here the whole time. It annoys me because it's like I branched out on my own, and then on that, then I get in a relationship and I'm like, I have other family that I have obligations to see as well. So no, I'm going to France and Switzerland for holiday, and I told my mom once because they have a family reunion every year, which is too much in my opinion, but whatever. She's like, "You're gonna make it out?" And I said, "No," and she said, "Why?" And I said, "I spent my vacation days on things I wanted to do." I'm sorry. I'd rather go out of the country than see all of you guys again. Are going to ask me the same stupid questions. When are you get married? How's the job? Are you going to have kids? When are we going to see you again? We could have done this on Skype. You guys could have called me. I would have answered. I wouldn't answer this question. I would have slammed the laptop down, but would have been the same thing and way less expensive for me. So I appreciate it.
I guess I'm lucky because my family, so this year they're planning a bunch of trips and they want me to go. So we're going to meet in Mexico, or later on we're going to meet
vacation
in
together.
Cancun.
Yeah. That's way cool. I'm on board with that.
So
Make that happen.
I think that would be better than going, because road tripping to Georgia. I love road tripping to Georgia, but yeah,
It's not a short drive.
yeah.
Okay, speaking of road tripping, the question was, so yesterday, and I'm going to say this, and I'm sure everybody's like, duh. So I got stuck behind a forklift on the road for a block.
I'm guessing
Oof.
6th West?
Is that the one Smith's on?
No.
No. Okay, whatever road Smith's on, that's the one it was.
The main or the...
Between
the-
Smith's and Macy's, over there by,
400?
where Pizza Hut is. Is that 400?
I think it's
No, it's second west, right? Or second east, excuse me.
Oh, it's weird to... I wouldn't... Anyways, yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it Macy's because it wasn't Macy's very long.
Okay, well, whatever.
was-
It's not anything now, so yeah.
Yeah,
you
Blake
know what I'm talking about.
Building. I got it now.
Yeah, right. So I almost honked, and I was like, I don't know, and then I Googled it, and it's cool. They're allowed to be on the road. But I was telling the stories. I didn't know. I was like, why are you here? It's like getting stuck behind a tractor. Do I know that a tractor's technically supposed to be on the road? Not really,
Was he in the
but what am I
center
going to do?
or was he on the side?
No, he was on the road. Like, he was cruising along, and then he got in the left lane to turn left, and he put his blinker on and everything, and he turned left.
Oh.
Yeah, well, he wasn't,
mean,
off to the side.
I'm sure the speed limit there is 25, so I'm sure he probably
I actually
wasn't.
don't know what the speed limit is there. Probably. I mean, yeah,
Any,
you're probably right.
unmarked is usually 25.
Yeah, regardless. So I didn't honk on him. But I got into these stories today on the show, and I was talking about a couple things, like the craziest thing I saw. But I was telling the story of the craziest time I've ever driven. When I moved to Las Cruces, I was trying to get to work one of the first days I was there, and I obviously did not have the way ingrained in my brain yet, so I was GPSing it. Well, one day, very early on, I took a wrong turn and there was a road. It was like, oh, take this road. It'll get you back on the path or whatever. There was one problem. That road didn't exist because they were building a brand new cul-de-sac there and they were like throwing up housing additions. And so I turned and all of a sudden there was nothing. They had torn everything up. It was just dirt. And you would think I would have been smart enough to be like, I'm going to turn around. But I was like, nah, if I keep going, I'm going to run into the road at some point. So I'm just driving along, back in, swerving, because it's just silt is what it feels like. And I finally get to a point, and there's all the construction workers who are working on the housing complex, and they just go, and I just go, oh, God. And I turn around and I go, but I think it's ridiculous that the GPS said there was a road there. And my question is, what is the craziest thing you've ever seen on the road or driven on, whatever it is, any of those capacities? I share my stupidity and just like, it's like if you, like, just getting out somewhere and driving through a cornfield from Minneapolis. Like, if I head west, I'll eventually hit California. Who needs the roads?
Okay, so I guess I'll go.
Thank you.
Okay, so I was on my way down to Orem, I think, and there was, I don't know if this is crazy driving, but it's a funny story. So usually, like, when you have a boat, usually you have a tube or something, and usually you stuff the tube inside of the boat, right?
Okay.
So it doesn't
Sure.
like blow away or whatever.
Fair enough.
You don't
Yeah,
have to
okay.
deflate
I
it.
got you.
It
Like a
just
weight, right? Is
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, not really a weight, but it's just easier to put it in there and then whatever.
Fair enough.
Well, this one fell out, and it hit the road. So I got to drive past it because there's like 5 lanes, but it hit the very back part of my. I think I was driving like a Jeep or something.
Uh-huh.
Hit the very back part, and it swung around and went right behind me.
Oh, boy.
Well, the car behind me hit it, and it stayed in front of it for a little bit, but then all of a sudden it stopped. And next thing I know is this car jumped over that thing. Boom! Just flew over it. Next thing I look back, I laughed because I was looking in my rearview mirror. I was laughing because they hit it and it just kept going. I was expecting it to cut and pop. But
Right.
It never did. No, they flew over it.
Jeez.
And then I don't know what happened. They kind of got over and got off the freeway. I'm sure they messed some stuff up.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, I don't know if that's any crazy, but
It had to be nuts to see. There's no
but
doubt
that
about
was pretty funny. Some car. I've never seen a car fly like that on the freeway.
Because the craziest thing I've seen that wasn't me, when I was in Las Cruces, one of the main roads, I was driving home from work one day, and I kid you, there's a block. It's a legitimate just city block. I drive through one intersection, and right behind me, I watch a car almost T-bone another as they run a red light, and I think, the adrenaline starts pumping a little bit, and then I get to the next one, and I stop, because I've got the red light, and I watch this old lady in a wheelchair roll through the lane in the road. She's not on the sidewalk. Turn right down a one-way road going that way, and just go. And like I'm like, what is happening? I'm going home. I don't know what is happening, but this is 2 weird instances I want no part of whatsoever. And it was not like I wandered into a weird neighborhood and I was like, oh man, never again. I drove that road every day. It was the main road and one of the main roads in Las Cruces, and it was how I got to work every day. And I was like, what?
Just
Nope.
the crazy came out.
Nope. Going home. Going home.
I do have another one.
Okay.
So there used to be a guy that would get it. I think he was in a wheelchair, and he would just like, I don't know. Anyways, he'd just get in his wheelchair and go backwards into traffic.
Why?
Didn't look, nothing, just backwards. I don't think that he was all there.
Fair.
So
That's scary.
yeah, I've seen it happen a couple of times with this guy.
Just whatever. Like I'm
Yeah.
ready to go, and
Yeah, he just go and people would stop.
that's
Nobody hit him.
crazy.
I'm surprised.
I mean, yeah.
Especially on Main Street.
There's a road in my hometown that it's grown since I've left, since I moved away the first time. But there was a couple of apartment complexes out there, and the town's kind of gone that way. But there's a pond that's out on that road, and so it's not uncommon for traffic to come to a dead stop because the geese that live on the pond will just cross, and people not wanting to be monsters don't just floor it through and just be like, good luck. But one day I was driving out that way to go to campus because it was a way when I lived on the south side of town I did that. I was not paying attention. So I'm just driving and cruising, and all of a sudden out of my peripheral, I'm like, why is everybody stopped? Just slam on my brakes and screech because the geese are right there. I would have taken out about 4 of those suckers.
That happens.
Not
Oh,
paying
poor little
attention.
geese.
That happens here, like on 10th West and Airport Road. There's little ducks with their little ducklings. Just walk across the road, no matter. Cars are coming or not, they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I about took out 4 of those suckers, and I could just. Oops.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't hit any of them. I do have a buddy that took out 5 of 7 raccoons in a family once.
No. Well,
that's
raccoons are
okay.
mean though.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was driving out on a back road, and he said he felt bad because you heard. He said it sounded like the Mario sound effect when you jump on multiple Koopas. It was like, bloop, bloop. Which is not funny. But when you describe it that way, it is funny.
Why?
It's just funny when you describe it that way.
Oh,
It's not cool.
no.
Did he get a power up at
No, he
least?
didn't because he only got 5 of
Dang
7.
it.
Yeah. Otherwise, he would have gotten the extra life. Oh my gosh. Okay, on that animal slaughter.
Oh my gosh.
This seems like a good point to call. This has been the show.
After
After
the
the
show.